Good morning, Delaware.
Oh, that's real good.
Welcome to this week's pre-recorded worship service from Ezion Fair Baptist Church.
Your devastation, it can be turned to your deliverance.
Wilmington's most exciting church. And now for this week's pre-recorded worship service.
Here are this week's announcements. Good morning, Ezion Fair family. Join us every Sunday as we worship together in the sanctuary at 10 a.m. Join us on Facebook or YouTube every Sunday at 10 a.m. by typing in Ezion Fair Baptist Church and subscribe to stay up to date with our broadcast. We are Wilmington's most exciting church. Our national prayer and meditation calls occur every Wednesday and Sunday morning at 5 a.m. This is our time as a people of God to hear an encouraging word and pray for miracles in every aspect of our lives. Join our national prayer and meditation call directly by dialing 319-527-2650. Sunday school is held every Sunday at 9 a.m. in the fellowship hall. Join us as we explore the fundamentals of our faith. Prayer is key for our access to the Lord. Join us every Wednesday for our noonday prayer sessions in the sanctuary at 12 p.m. There are 4 ways to give here at Ezion Fair. 1. Through the PushPay app. 2. Through Zelle with trustees at ezionfairchurch.org. 3. Through check by mail addressed to 1400 B Street, Wilmington, Delaware, zip code 19801. And 4. On the website at myezionfair.org. Click the giving button and follow the provided steps. Thank you for supporting our Ezion Fair family. If you are in need of transportation to the church and do not have a vehicle of your own, give the transportation ministry a call by Friday at 5 p.m. to have a ride arranged for you. Call at 302-652-9114, extension 110.
Are you ready, Mike? He's my hope. He's my hope for tomorrow. Oh, he's my rock. He's my rock in a weary land. A shelter
Zechariah chapter 4, verse 10. One verse, and we're going to get out of your way as we open up this 20th anniversary. Listen to the word of the Lord. It says, do not despise these small beginnings, for the Lord rejoices to see the work begin, to see the plumb line in Zerubbabel's hand. Do not despise these small beginnings, for the Lord rejoices to see the work begin, to see the plumb line in Zerubbabel's hand. Today, as I stop by to encourage Ezion Fair and Pastor Curry, I want to preach the 20-year message. Start, stick, and stay. Look at your neighbor real quickly and say, neighbor, start, stick, and stay. Look at another neighbor and say, neighbor, I got to tell you the truth. If you're going to survive, you got to start, stick, and stay. Now let's give God a hand of praise, everybody. What stops most people is their start. Just think about where Ezion Fair would be today if the faithful five, along with Pastor Givens, would have allowed where and how they started to stop them. I'm sure they experienced trouble and trepidation, but 106 years later, it's proof positive that when one refuses to stop, God will bless their start. Do I have a witness? Because after all, one can't conclude anything if they stop at everything. I'm talking about the people who always gotta stop. You ain't called my name. I ain't serving on your ministry no more. You got on my last nerve. I'm up out of here. God called to each of us as we're kicking off this 20th pastoral and people anniversary. His call to us is to keep at it and to never allow anything or anybody to stop us. You have witnessed what God can do. You've seen and experienced who God is. You gotta keep it at it. You cannot stop. You cannot allow roadblocks to get in your way. People come and people go, but God is still here. I wish I had help here. Oftentimes we stop after starting when we feel like either we don't have sufficient resources or the old and the odds are too incredibly stacked against us. But listen to me, never let your start stop you. While your start may appear small, insignificant, or irrelevant to people, if God assigned it to you, preach to me, Cal. If God assigned it to you, its development and design will bless you. Do I have a witness? You must continue, even amid doubt, fear, and uncertainty, that the function of faith in our lives is always to reaffirm our trust in God. The troubles come to remind us who we serve. Instead of us getting angry and ready to fight, just remember, if it wasn't worth it, they wouldn't be talking the way they are talking. But because God is with you, oh, look at yourself and say, God is with me. Because God is with you, you're able to stand. Our job is to make sure that we constantly reaffirm within ourselves that the sovereign and omnipotence of God is real, because no power dominates God's power. In fact, every power must seek God's power for movement and existence. Yes, he said it, which means you can tell every negative thought, every negative whisper, every negative voice to loose and be dismissed. Somebody need to go home today and say to the negativity that is blocking your spirit, loose and be gone. Come on, let's try it together. Loose and be gone. There was a young Christian brother by the name of Paul Ophelia. He couldn't read well. He flunked 2 grades while in primary school. He was expelled from several high schools and was later diagnosed with dyslexia. But in 1970, without any business experience or money, he leased a small garage near the University of Southern California with 1 copier and launched a business that we've come to know as Kinko's. He only started with $5,000, and the $5,000 was a loan. But through tension and trauma, he was able to successfully open and operate over 1,000 locations worldwide. And check this out. In 2004, he sold the business to Federal Express. Remember what I told you. He started out with $5,000. In 2004, he sold his business to Federal Express for $2.4 billion. Listen, brother, listen, sister, your start may be small, but if you continue, the potential is enormous. God is saying to you, don't stop when you get started. Keep going. Do I have a witness? Small beginnings matter. The faith of which we speak, preach, and proclaim is not random, but is symmetrical. It starts small, but have an incredible chain reaction. Because as we believe and set that belief into motion, amazing things are produced. One writer said, it's the trivial leak that empties the largest reservoir. Jesus said it this way, be faithful over a few things, and I'll make you ruler over many. And Pastor Curry said, if you do the small things that no one remembers, you will achieve the great things that nobody will ever forget. Look at your neighbor and say, I know that's right. Small things matter. And that, my brothers and sisters, is the lesson of our learning today. Zechariah, the prophet of God, was given a vision and a word for the people of God. King Cyrus had risen to power in Persia, and he gave permission for the Israelites to return to Jerusalem under the leadership of Zerubbabel. King Zerubbabel, should I say, the king charged Zerubbabel was to make sure he led the people of Israel in the rebuilding of the city of Jerusalem and of their temple so they could worship. After being in exile for 70 years, this at this moment in their history was a time of joy, a time of hope, and a time of unlimited possibilities. No longer would they be refugees in Babylon, where they hung their harps on the willow trees or unable to sing the Lord's songs in Zion. But now they were able to go back home and set themselves up for a future that was bright and promising. Listen, but this is what I want you to understand. Even though they received the word, you can go back. They went back and they are now in a position to do what they supposed to do. But as soon as they began to reconstruct the altar and lay the foundations of the temple, opposition arose to suspend their progress. Hear me, somebody. Never believe that just because you en route to destiny, never believe that just because God has given you an assignment that it's going to eliminate your drama. Can I get a witness in here? Because this is what I learned. Great destiny attracts great drama. If you want to know why there's so much drama in your life, it's because there's a great destiny waiting for you. Don't ever discount the drama in your life, because the drama tells you that God is working. Satan doesn't spend time baiting up on his own people. He spends time keeping you distracted so you won't see where God is getting ready to take you. But God wants to send a word to every person who's listening to me. And here's his word. Trust me. Trust me in your drama. Trust me with your problems. Trust me with your heartaches. Trust me with the persecutions. Don't you dare give up. Learn how to stick and stay. Can I get a witness in here? Judah had just gotten started when they were ordered to stop. This was a major blow to their enthusiasm, because they had enormous hope of doing great and marvelous things together. They had learned the lessons of their exile and was ready to reconstruct the city, just to have their momentum crushed flat. Somebody say flat. Immediately, in the face of their opposition, they begin to do what people do, and that is have skepticism and distrust begin to flood their spirit. Can I take a pause there for just a moment and say to you, when God has assigned you to do something, don't let nothing or nobody cause you to get so discouraged that you take your eye off of what God has assigned to you. If God said do it, do it if it's raining. If God said do it if it's sunshine outside. God says, I've given you an assignment, and your assignment is to do it. Don't you dare worry about conditions, because conditions does not matter. Do I have a witness in here? Listen. As soon as they were in this moment and their momentum had crushed flat, and they had faced this opposition, and they needed to understand what is going on in our lives. What is happening right now? What's going on? Why with the Lord, did he make a promise to us that he did not want to fulfill? Did God outright just alienate us? In other words, in the face of their opposition, instead of trusting God, what God said, they panicked at what they saw. Say it again, Pastor. Instead of them trusting what God had said, they start panicking because of what they saw. Doesn't that sound like some of us today? God said move, and you still sitting still because you don't think you got the resources. But God says, I am your resource. God said do something, and you scared to do it because you ain't been to the university. But God says, I am your education. Didn't I tell you about the Kinko owner? He ain't have no education, but when God is directing you, he will make the difference in your life. So in response to their trepidation and sense of humiliation, God sent the prophet Zechariah with a vision of reality and a word of hope. The vision was of a solid gold lampstand with a bowl on top and 7 lights around it. The 7 lights is where my focus is. It represented the eyes of God. It was a reminder that there's nothing hidden from God. Boy, y'all ain't in church today. He sent them a powerful vision. I don't care what you see. I see everything. You worrying about what you can see. Just know if I'm for you, I'm more than everything against you. The lights represented the eyes of the Lord. It was a reminder to them that nothing is hidden from God and that God sees and knows all things. The word that the Lord God sent was, do not despise the small beginnings, for the Lord rejoices to see the work begin. Hear me, somebody. Humanity celebrates conclusions, but heaven celebrates commencements. In other words, we want to shout when we got it all done. But heaven says, can you shout when trouble is still around? Can you shout when everybody else is looking another way at you? Why? Because it matters to God that we start and stay. Even if our situation isn't lining up with our expectation, we're commissioned by God to start, stick, and stay. Regardless of where life lands you, you must have the courage and conviction to trust what God said, regardless of what you see. Can I tell you why? Because we walk by faith and not by sight. God said to Judah in the text, the hand of Zerubbabel have laid the foundation of the temple, and he will finish it. Listen to those words. He says it again, the hands of Zerubbabel have laid the foundations of the temple. Here's the assurance, and he will finish it. Zerubbabel may have started small. That's the foundation. But with God's help, big things were on the horizon because he was committed to the faith reality of starting, sticking, and staying. So if you ask me today, what's your question, Pastor? Here's the question of the day. Why should we start, stick, and stay? Come on, look at your neighbor and say, why should we start, stick, and stay? Here's number 1. So we can see how God provides. Look at your neighbor and say, so you can see how God provides. Judah's disappointment was rooted in their feelings that they didn't possess what it took to finish what they had started. Because after all, the obstacles they were facing were overwhelming and the adversaries were aggressive. But God assured them of his provision in verse 6 of our text when he said, it's not by might nor by power, but by my spirit, says the Lord. The formula they were considering was success for their success was only contained in earthen vessels. But God's formula for success contained nothing but divine assessments. God wanted Judah to understand that when it came to the manifestation of his divine purpose for his life, things tied to time are secondary. Say it again. Things that are tied to time are secondary. They're not primary, because only what you do for Christ is going to last. You may have a big job, watch this, today. You may be having a big income today, but if God takes your strength, if God takes your soundness of mind, oh, y'all ain't with me today, then how would you be able to maintain the things that are tied to time? But I've learned to put my hope in something higher than this time. I learned to put my hope in something greater than what I can see with my eyes. That's why I've learned to look to the hills from which come my help, knowing that my help comes from the Lord, knowing that it's the Lord that'll heal me, knowing it's the Lord who will deliver me, knowing it's the Lord who will set me free, knowing it's the Lord who will lift me up, knowing it's the Lord who will plant my feet. Judah, can I tell the story, was wearied, but God assured them that his purpose would be completed by his power and provision. How you pay that $3.5 million with all them poor folk in your church working paycheck to paycheck? Some of them had to take a loan just to pay off their part of the. It ain't gonna happen by our strength. It can only happen by God's strength. Do you know how many people say, it ain't gonna never happen? They ain't gonna be. Did you hear him? Did you hear hymns? Hymns talking about them gonna build a senior housing. And then him with him short self gonna talk about they gonna do it debt free. People who don't know God always got something to say. But people who know God know that God can do anything. Give God a chance to do what he said he's gonna do. Make yourself available. Judah, they were weary. God said the word that I'm going to do it. David wrote in Psalms 27 and 13, he says, I would have fainted. Some of the stuff we went through, I would have fainted, lest I believe to see the goodness of the Lord. God's provision may not arrive how and when we think it ought to arrive. But if you have faith and wait on him, I feel like the old Baptist church right there. If you have faith and wait on him, every need he shall provide. That's why Isaiah later picked it up in Isaiah chapter 40 and said, even the youth will faint and be wearied, and the young men shall utterly fall. But you see, you don't understand the wait part. The wait part has nothing to do with just sitting still. The wait part has to do with your faith. So he says, the youth will faint and be wearied, and young men will utterly fall. But they who have faith, the Lord will renew them. The Lord will deliver them. The Lord. And if I was a real good preacher, I'll stop right there and say, won't he do it? Won't he do it? If you learn how to wait on him, if you learn how to trust him, if you learn how to honor him, won't he do it? Won't he do it? Anybody in church today ever waited on the Lord? You didn't know how he was going to do it, but your faith came up and you said, God, I trust you. God, I honor you. I'm going to wait on you. And I got some people who can testify because I waited on him. He engineered ways ways out of no ways. He constructed doors that no man can open. He caused the enemies to stumble and fall. Do I have a witness in here? He recovered everything that I lost. Do I have a witness? I'm not talking about Pastor Curry. I'm talking about you. Because you trusted him, he made the way. Because you trusted him, he opened the door. Because you trusted him, he gave you strength. Because you... That's why I love him. That's why I serve him. Because the Lord, he keeps making a liar out of the devil. That went by somebody's head. But I'm going to tell you, my God, he see what the enemy want to do. You going to do what? Don't you know I'm covering her? You going to do what? Don't you know I'm making a way for her? You gonna close what door? I'm gonna give her a window. Whatever I want to go in, it's going in. Say what you wanna say. Do what you wanna do. God is our provider. And I'm glad about it. I look to people to help. But nobody can help you like God. Yeah. People will smile and tell you, if you need me, call me. And as soon as you need them, you call them and they push you into voicemail. They want to hear what you want before they talk to you. But can I help somebody in church today? You ain't got to call them no more. What a friend we have in Jesus. All the privileges that Jesus gives. He'll make a way. He'll open the door. He'll bridge the gap. Do I have anybody in church today who know that God is a provider? And the reason why you got to learn how to stick and stay, because you need to know how God is going to work it out. I didn't know. Well, I'm not Pastor Curry, so Pastor Curry, I know you didn't know some of that vision you was casting, how God was going to do it. But ain't he all right? Don't be dismayed. Whatever betide, God will take care of you. Don't be dismayed. God will take care of you. He'll lift you up. He'll plant your feet, and he'll give you joy. Do I have a witness in here? Here's my last point of the day. Wait a minute, Pastor. You said last point. That's only one point you gave so far. It's Fifth Sunday. I only give you 2 points on Fifth Sunday. Come back the next time, and I'll give you 3. But tap your neighbor and say, God is a provider. Don't be afraid. God is a provider. Gotta work it out. Gotta work it out. I'm trying to leave this section of the message, but I gotta be honest with you. This is the part of the message that had me going crazy. He will deliver on what he promised. He will deliver. You may be crying right now. You may be down right now. You may feel alone right now, but put your trust in God and God will work it out. Yeah. All right. Won't he do it? I know he will. I'm a witness he will. He'll work it out. While I'm trying to figure it out, he already worked it out. He already turned it. It's in your favor. me get to my last point. Before some of the deacons say he only had 2, but he still was long. Sit down, y'all, sit down. Yes, he is, sis. I don't know where you are, but somebody just said he's able. Yeah. I tried him for myself, and I found him to be a friend. I found him to be hope. I found him to be joy. I found him to be salvation. I found him. Having church right there. He is good all the time. He's Hallelujah. He is a provider. He is a... Listen, could you tap your non-shouting neighbor and say, neighbor, he is a provider. Tell your neighbor, I'm a living witness. He is a provider. I'm a living witness. He is a provider. Had it not been for him, hallelujah. 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 He is. Stick with it. You're going to see, for every doubter in the room today, stick with what God said, and you're going to see He's going to provide every need. You know, God told my wife and I, He said, y'all going to have a baby. Every report came back, ain't gonna happen. Ain't gonna happen. My pastor said, Curry, it's gonna happen. Keep practicing. Y'all didn't catch it, but that's all right. At my 10th, or was it the 5th? My 5th anniversary, after praying for all your children, after asking God to bless your wombs, ours was still closed. At my 5th anniversary, out of nowhere, we just announced we pregnant. Can I tell you what God did? He provided what He said He was going to do. All right. Let me finish this little sermon. I only got a couple more things I want to say to you. Sit down, sit down. Well, y'all act like y'all came to have church. Now, when all those amazing preachers come next week, remember your humble preacher, pastor, to sit here every Sunday, okay? Don't y'all be acting like y'all don't get no word. Let me finish this. Not only must we start, stick, and stay to see God provide, but also to see how, watch this, God works. Look at your neighbor and say, I'm looking forward to seeing how God works. Stay with me. Stay with me. The king's order in the text had already been issued. The work had already stopped. King said, don't do it. Decree has been made. The work has stopped, and the people were sinking in despair. In their assessment, all of their resources were depleted, and they were sinking. But, now if I was a good preacher, I'll say, but, you know, there's something big about the but in God's hands. All right, you folks, make sure y'all got it together here. They were done, and they didn't know how we gonna come out of it. What's gonna, oh Lord, did you tell us to do this? The king's decree cannot be overturned. There is no way, no way, no way, no way, no way. I'm just acting like all of them gonna act all week. So y'all can say y'all heard it first here. That I gonna be able to complete this. But watch this. God shows up and he tells Zechariah, he said, I want to challenge you to challenge them to remember who they serve. To my brother, my sister who's stressed out right now, remember who you serve. Man's extremity is God's opportunity. Stop basing your whole life on what you see and start going off of what God said. I ain't there yet. This is why Zechariah does something weird in the text. He shifts from the shout to remind them that God is still in charge. Listen to what he says in his question in verse 7 of the text. He says, what are old mountains? You may say, that ain't deep. If you knew what it meant, you would know it's deep. Zechariah used an illustration of an old mountain to illustrate that the devil is at his old tricks and antics because he uses despair and discouragement to keep you off guard. So in the face of their mountain of adversity and difficulty, he reminded them there's nothing, somebody say nothing, there's nothing impossible for God to do. You see the big mountain, but the mountain is large, but God is larger. I'm gonna preach it. If God, can I talk to one person? If God is for us, if God is for you, nothing can stop you. Oh, y'all didn't hear me. If God is for you, nothing, nobody, not Donald Trump, not the Republicans, not the Democrats, not the independents, nothing. Somebody say nothing. Nothing can stop us. Or here's another one. If God is with us, then nothing can stand up against us. Wait a minute, Pastor. You misappropriating the text. Pastor, help me to understand. You said nothing can stand up against us, but you just told us a few minutes ago when you were trying to exegete the text, you were saying to us that they had to stop their work. Isn't that standing? No, because that's temporary until the but got in the sentence until the but got in the sentence. The devil can do what he want to do. But there's people in this church today say, I got a but God testimony. I was sick, but God, he healed me. I was down, but God, he lifted me up. I was lonely, but God, he gave me comfort, strength. Wait a minute. The text teaches that God will always send us a word of promise while pursuing his purpose for our lives. If you stop panicking and start hearing, he'll talk to you. Lord, they're going to cut off my little check. Lord, they're going to do this. Oh, Lord, blah, 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 blah. Didn't you just hear me say God is a provider? Now I'm telling you to watch how God is going to work that thing out. It seems impossible, but it's not impossible with God. Other people died with it, but God said, you shall survive. You shall live. Oh, man. Wait. And I want to give you the word. He says, he sends him word, and the word of confidence to trust him. Even when we can't trace him, that's the word he sends. And let me let you hear it. Listen to what he says. He opened by saying nothing. Boy, I'm getting stuck there, but I'm like a 33 album. Push me over a little bit. Nothing. Not even a mighty mountain will stand in Zerubbabel's way. It will become a level plain before him. And when Zerubbabel set, listen to this, when Zerubbabel set the final stone, wait a minute, they just started. You trying to encourage us to continue. What you mean when he set the final stone? I can't even see that far. If you shut up and keep trusting, shut up and keep trusting. God says, I'll give you the whole plan, how I'm going to lay it all out. He says, and when he laid the final stone on the temple in place, he said, the people going to shout. Now stop right there, and I'm going to be out of y'all way. I got a problem with people who wait until the final stone is cast. But I thank God, Reverend Wilson, you stuck with me for 20 years, baby. I thank you, Deacon Allen. I thank you, Deacon Burt. 20 years, and you stuck with me. And listen, you understood when the final stone is laid, God is going to get the glory. And we going to start shouting. Because if God didn't say do it, you got no business doing it. And let me tell somebody in church today that God wants you to trust him. I know you're thinking everything is about the spiritual side of your by and after a while. But God is saying, I got something for you now. You can be rich now. Stop making people tell you the only way God knows you is if you're poor. The devil is a liar. You can be rich and still love Jesus. Do I have a witness in here? And I'm telling you today, God told him, he's told Judah, when they go through and see the final place and is put in its final spot, the people will shout. But wait a minute, when this word was issued to them, it hadn't happened yet. I'm trying to get myself together, but our faith in God, it grants us guarantee by leveling the ground and tipping the scale in our direction. What do you just say, Pastor? In other words, when he gives the word, it ain't happened yet, but your faith is what musters up and causes God to say, I'm gonna make it happen because she trusts me. I'm gonna make it happen because he trusts me. Wait a minute, I'm not there yet. Listen to me very carefully. I want you to be very clear that our faith is the element that's going to keep us moving. Don't you let nobody tell you differently. You have to connect with God through your faith. And opposition may happen for a temporary time, but my faith in God is eternal. I may go through the valley and the shadows of death. I ain't gonna fear no evil because God is with me. And as long as God is with me, I'm not concerned about the shadows. I'm not concerned about the problems. I'm not concerned about the ups and the downs. As long as I got Jesus. Wait a minute. Sometimes, I'm trying to get in my rhythm. Sometimes God permits, now watch this is very important for somebody. God permits our enemies to invade our lives, watch this, to empower us to the next step in God. You hate them for what they did to you, but God permitted it so he can push you to the next level. You still got a grudge. You still holding on what they said about you, how they treated you, but you better be like your pastor and take all they said and keep walking. You got to learn that when God says something, I don't care what nobody else got to say. I know you talk about but can I tell you something about God? When God say move, you better move, and you better move just like that. You cannot wait on nothing or nobody, but you got to say, God, I'm ready now to do what you've called me to do. Do I have a witness in here? Listen to me very carefully. God works in mysterious ways, y'all, and don't you dare stop after you have started. But I want you to start, I want you to stick, and I want you to stay. Philippians 1:6 says, be confident of this, that he who has begun the good work is able to complete it, and he will. He's gonna complete it. Some days you're not gonna understand what's going on. Some days you're gonna doubt whether God is really in it, but you keep walking. Keep on walking. Could you just touch your neighbor and say, keep on walking? Come on, tell them to keep on walking. Don't you dare give up. It's time to start it. It's time to stick with it. And it's time to stay. Do I have a witness? Why, brother pastor, are you telling me to start, stick, and stay? Because this is the truth. When God say do something, it's already started. When God say do something, it's already on the way. When God say do something, the dream is already coming to pass. When God say do something, your future is already happening. When God say do something, the blessing is already there. You still sick in your body, but when God say walk like you're healed, can I tell you why he told you to walk like you healed? Because the healing is around the corner, and you gotta shout now. You can't wait until you get your healing. You can't wait until you get your breakthrough. You gotta give God glory right now. Do I have a witness in here? And my brothers and my sisters, I'm so glad that God knows how to work it out. Won't he do it? I'm so glad that God knows how to work it out. He's the God who sits high and he looks low. He's the God who delivers for his people. And today, as we celebrate together, God is a wonder. God is a way maker. God is a burden bearer. God is a bridge over troubled waters. God is a will in the middle of a will. God is my bright and morning star. What are you talking about? Why don't you go ahead and preach what's in the text? I just took a moment to tell somebody, if God said do it, it's time to get to going. If God said do it, it's time to do it. And you got to learn how to start the work, stick with it, and stay there. Do I have a witness? Why should I do it? Because my God, he is a mountain mover. He fights all of our battles. He calms all of our seas. He opens all of our doors. He makes a way out of no way.
That concludes this week's pre-recorded broadcast. Join us every Sunday morning for our in-person service at 10 a.m. or watch our live stream over on YouTube or Facebook at Ezion Fair Baptist Church. And don't forget to tune in to our other shows, Coffee with Curry at 11 a.m. and The Source at 5 p.m. Stay blessed, and we'll see you next Sunday.